Australia, the contrast as far as how we deal with gun violence and Australia is just it's night and day. They don't have it at all, period. And we have it, tons and tons of it. And he was just, captivated by Kayla's story and just, wanted to learn more and more about her. And got in touch with me, and he put her story into this film. And I interviewed with him, my daughter interviewed with me, interviewed with him, my oldest daughter. And he went around, actually, what George did, George didn't, he's not even from here. He didn't live outside of the city and then come into the city and do documentary. He rented an apartment on 67th and 67th Street, I think right between King Drive and Cottage Grove. Really bad area. And when he first told me the address to meet him at, I kept looking at him like, wow, you can't be over here. Can't be here. And I went over there, went past it, and I'm like, this is it. Went over there and pulled up, and I see this white guy with long hair. He just standing by a pole. I'm like, that was my first time meeting him. And it's George. It's him. And I was like, wow, George, it's not the safest area, But the way he looks at it is, if you know anything about George, the documentaries he's done, he's been in Afghanistan. He's right in the midst. He wants to get it right. So he wants to live right in the community. And he lived there and ate there and walked around there. Everybody around there knew him, And he's telling me, he's like, look, he said, I'm not naive. I know the things that could happen, but I'm not gonna be afraid. I want him to get the story out, and that's what he did. So he's a real deal. He's a real deal. He got in there. When it came out of my daughter's case, and it happened where I grew up at, actually. He got to know all the gangbangers around there. Everybody, they all know him, and they all trust him. And they all very open with how they feel and what they say and reasons why they do what they do. And he captures all of that. Really good guy.
How did he manage that? How did he gain their trust?
George is a really nice person. And he's just a really nice person. I mean, he's a very trusting person. And everything he says, he means.
Did you say he was living there during the course of filming this documentary?
Yeah, he lived there. He rented 2 apartments there. He rented one apartment, and for him and his wife stayed, and right next to it was all his equipment. And he had a ton of equipment. And he stayed there until the film was over.
How long did he have to stay there? How long did he live there for?
George lived there for at least a year and a half, maybe longer than that. He's an interesting guy. That guy right there. You should Google. He's also an artist. Great artist. This guy can really draw, and he does stuff like this. And like I said, he actually went and on my daughter's case, he put it on the front page of the Australian newspaper. And then I was really blown away by that. They were captivated by her story and just cannot believe the gun violence that we have here in Chicago. It's outrageous. So I'm just gonna keep poking at it and hopefully we can do something about it.
And that is your daughter and the brother?
She's my daughter. That was my daughter, my youngest daughter.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any idea about how the film changed the community? Any idea at all?
I'm trying not to be naive but I kind of see a change, at least right there in that neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Nothing stopped the impact until my daughter died, and that just got everybody's attention for some reason, and it slowed a lot of stuff down over there. I didn't say it stopped it, it's still there, but it kind of slowed a lot of stuff down over there,
She's the model, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. She
And
used to visit. She used to visit my parents over there. We grew up over there. I grew up over there my whole life. My parents been there, been married for 55 years. They lived there for 50 years. I moved away from there 20 years ago. I moved to Evanston, and when Caleb was 2 years old. And yeah, so they
how
know
did
everybody over there.
how did you come to how did you meet George? What happened? What brought the connection?
You know, George had been trying to get in touch with me at that particular time, but I had a lot of people trying to get in touch with me, so I kind of ignored his call for a long time. But somebody that somebody that I know, they got to know him, and he went through her, and she got through me, and just basically told me that I really need to talk to this guy. He's a real deal, and I need to talk to him. So I did, except for meeting him. That's when I met him at over there. So.
And it was it's your daughter's story that inspired him to make this film.
I think so, because what he told me is he was actually working on another story, and it started off with a different story, and kind of turned when you heard about my daughter's case, kind of went that direction and just kind of followed it, and then it's not totally, the film is not totally about my daughter, but plays a big part in it.
Mm-hmm. So so what you're saying is that George already wanted to address violence in his next film, but he changed course when he heard about your daughter.
Exactly.
And do your parents still live there?
Parents still live there.
Mm-hmm.
Parents still live there.
Yeah, it's hard to break away from somewhere that you've lived all your life.
Living in Inglewood, how we measure things is kind of block to block to block. Their block is pretty quiet. It's always been quiet. We never had any problems over there. So it's kind of like that. It's just it's unfortunate. My daughter. The reason why I moved to Evanston in the first place is because I didn't want my two daughters to see the things that I saw growing up on the south side. That's the reason why. So I moved out to the north side.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just it just she gets killed on the same block that I try to get away from. I tried to get her away from. So that's something that I gotta come to terms with. On almost the same exact block on that corner. That I try to get them away from. So my parents, it's a quarter sack block, so you go in one way and you turn around and come back out the other way. Mm-hmm. So they have to go past where their granddaughter got killed at every day. So when we visit there, that's what I look at that corner all the time. Just look at the corner, kind of still, I can still feel it there, spirit.
What about your neighbors? How many of your neighbors are still there from the old neighborhood with your parents, or is it pretty much new people that are living there now?
You know what? My parents is one of the originals on that block, and pretty much, I would say maybe one or two is still there, but the rest they lived there, but they died off. Mm-hmm. They all pretty much died off. But my parents is the last ones, just about the last ones on that block.
Do other parents come up to you and then from that neighborhood and talk with you about their concerns for their children? And
yeah, I got a lot of give them as much advice. Okay. I give them as much advice as I can. As I can. I almost feel like I'm an expert, first-hand experience on how to deal with, the death of a child. Actually, I'm still learning as I go along.
And how closely are you working with Bullets4Life?
Bullets4Life? No, I haven't, but I will. I work with everyone. Mm-hmm. Everybody. That's why I got a wrist full of bracelets mm-hmm. that I work with.
Do you have a Bullets4Life bracelet?
I don't, but I'm gonna get one.
Yes. So when was the last time that you saw George?
I would say about a couple of months ago.
Mm-hmm. And what's he doing now?
traveling. I know he's traveling around, and he's always busy. I mean, I know he was doing things with the film.
Mhm.
With the film.
You mean like distance, so, right, mhm.
He's a busy guy. He's trying to keep that there.
How many festivals has this film been screened at, and what awards or nominations are you keeping track?
I know it's two. I know definitely one that it won, and that's in Syracuse, New York.
Uh-huh.
And that's the one that me and my daughter, we went, me and my older daughter, we went to New York to do the Q&A on the film,
Mhm.
and they actually won the film festival. Syracuse Film Festival. So.
Do you guys have an IMDb page?
I don't even know what that is.
International Film Database. It's famous. Everybody, and pretty much every film ever made is in there. It gives you a description of the cast and the crew and every brief description of the film. You'd be surprised like the number of indie films of people who've hardly been in anything who are in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just really a catalog or a record of films that are out there.
Right, I'm totally.
Like I have one friend who was in this. I have this one friend who was in this total B schlocker film that was on a nothing budget that no one has ever heard of in their life, and she's got a page.
Oh yeah.
So you know, I'd be surprised if you see yourselves in that.
Do you have to apply to get in there from your own page, or do they track you and they do it?
I really don't know. I'm not a film maker. I wish I was, but I'm not. So I just know that it's a famous page and exists. That's all.
Mm-hmm, yeah, I've seen it.
I'll look into that.
Yeah. And then, what about that screening at Sydney? What is that all about? The finalists, have they?
Syracuse, you think?
I think that the one that over there, that one with
Sydney, you know
yes.
what? That's the one in Australia.
Uh-huh.
He kind of told me about that one. I
Oh,
think that was one of the first.
okay. So they're a finalist, or are they still waiting to hear if they're?
I think they are. I think they're ready.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did he
I
tell
think
you?
it started off there. It started off in Sydney.
Yes, of course. Yeah, sure. Because that's some country. Mm-hmm.
There are people that people that film there. They get on film. They have no gun violence. Zero. Living like that? No gun violence at all. In Australia. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. No, zero gun violence in Australia. Look what we did over here.
But when Australians watch U.S. movies, it's always guns, guns, guns. But this is really what's happening. But do they? Have you talked about Australians? What is your opinion of?
That's my plan to get down in Australia. He's trying to get down there. It's really sad that it won't let him.
It is.
Yeah, I definitely.
And Helen, it's right. Mm-hmm.
That's the reason I was Syracuse because they got me.
Oh.
There's a description here in the leaflet that I think it's a pretty good of a general overview of what this movie is. I know.
It's a documentary about basically about gun violence in the area of the country. Basically, it gives you a view on how, you know, from the guy's point of view, how they look at that, you know. And you don't have actors in that, you know, these are the actual guys that go and do this every day and live like this. So it's, you know, it's really sad. It's really sad and it's scary, but these people are human beings, you know, they can play it. Keep open mind when you look at it. Hey, nice to meet you.
We'll talk later. Thank you guys so much for being here. My name is Ashley Taylor. I am the vice president of a nonprofit called Bullets4Life. And George reached out to us. I know Alan will tell you guys a little bit about George. George reached out to us when he was done with the film. What we basically do is we're a nonprofit that raises awareness in the community about senseless gun violence. And how we do that is we ask people and we collect live bullets off of the street. And what we do with those bullets is we repurpose everyone with the purpose in honor of those who have lost their lives to senseless gun violence or survived senseless gun violence in any way. And so with that, we aim to spread the message in our community that life is worth more than a bullet. It's worth more than senseless gun violence that you see in the community, and it's worth more just overall, okay? So basically what we do with those bullets, we also host community workshops, including like screenings like this to showcase films and just documentaries and just bringing to light some of the real social issues that we deal with in our communities. With this film, with this project, with the White Light Project, what we aim to do is just simply do that, raise awareness about the senseless gun violence that is going on abruptly around our city. Even if it may not affect your immediate community, it is something that is in our city. So we want to be able to bring that to everyone. So we're doing this project on the South Side where the film was filmed, the documentary was filmed in Inglewood community, that's where our office is. We are also, of course, Rogers Park, along with Trudy and Bill's help, and we will be on the west side of Chicago as well with the help of the NAACP, the West Side NAACP. So along with these screenings, we're hosting community workshops as well that educate the community and allow educate the community members to submit FOIA forms to the government to see if they are on any type of gang database. Anybody can be on this gang database. Even if you've ever talked to somebody that's affiliated or ever on this list, you'll never know you're on this list. You can never be taken off this list. So we're hosting workshops to educate the community more about that as well, because that is something that we found can contribute to over-policing, something that you will see in this film as well. Also, too, we host workshops around with the help of Trudy and Bill as well, hosting workshops, helping those who need it expunge their records, criminal records. A lot in the work we do, we meet a lot of people, young kids. Right now, we're working with a young man who was in a car, wrong place, wrong time, had to take a fall for a gun that was not his, got a gun charge. This kid is like the sweetest kid ever. You meet him, you know he's never picked up a knife, let alone a gun, but he has a gun charge and he's young. Beat his case, but now he has to expunge his record. It's a process he has to go through. It's a need. So we're also going to be providing workshops for people to be able to do those as well. So it's just kind of like, along with the film screening, just helping the community with tools that they can use to help combat some of these issues that we see that contribute to senseless gun violence. So that's why it was really important for us to join in this project with George and showcase a lot of the things that are going on, especially with our parents in the city who are affected immensely by this horrific situation that we all kind of deal with, Alan being one of those parents. And also, too, we work with a sisterhood group, seeing this film as well, and we're extremely moved by this film because of Kayla's story. So it's really important to us. It's really it's a game changer for us. So I'm so glad that you all decided to come and to see the film. Thank you for your patience and forgive me for my delays. I just got back from Wisconsin. I'm always in one. I got a lot going on in a lot of different places. But we are going to do our best to get this film started. We just need we need a laptop from the library, and then we'll get started. But you guys can ask me any question. I have accessories with me to show you what we kind of do with the bullets. So basically the gunpowder, so we take the gunpowder out of the bullets, and I also have a necklace on. So we basically take the life out of bullets, okay? To reflect life back into our communities. We kill bullets, okay? So we take the life out of them, we take the gunpowder out and replace the gunpowder with a powerful scripture or saying or quote, whatever the family's choice may be. And then they're all designed. They can be named in honor of those who've lost their lives to senseless gun violence. They can be also too, we do collections like lines for those too, families as well, which you and I will speak about. But that's just basically what we do. We have the brass piece that goes on this bullet. It is that usually goes in our junior workshops. We have something called No Bullet Zone workshops for children, where we basically teach them that their lives are worth more. We break down the anatomy of the bullet and we compare that to the value of their lives and give them the tools to know, or just the encouragement to know that their lives are worth more and that they can do something very productive with their lives. They don't have to be on the very bad end of the gun, So, and those kids, they take that brass piece and they glue it to what we call our mirror of life. Okay, so that's our very little approach to reflect life back into our community.
I have just a general question.
Yeah.
Okay, are you aware if there's any kind of organization or program to help people who are part of the gang life kind of break out of that. And what I mean by that is, I mean psychologically doing that. I'm just like going on limb here, but what I'm saying is that my theory growing up in Chicago and being surrounded by it is that I've realized that gangs are basically cults. They work in the same exact pyramid scheme format. You know, the people at the top are never going to be on the streets like selling and putting themselves in danger. That's for all the soldiers. You know. So at first, and I noticed that a lot of people who do go to the gang life, in the long term, they experience a lot of similar traumas. Like they have kind of a PTSD where they see the enemy in every corner. You're wearing the wrong colors, you must be part of that gang. You know, even if they're in Indochina, they got like a trigger. Oh, that guy's wearing the wrong colors.
Yeah, and same thing here too.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You can take a guy from Chicago who's in a gang, put him in Indochina, and it'll assume some local wearing these colors is in a rival gang.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you know, that's because the gang's in his head.
It's in his head. Yeah.
You know?
And I understand.
And there is a whole indoctrination. There is a cult way of bringing them in, of making them feel welcome. Basically, it starts off with what they call feelers. They bring on the friendly, cool person that you want to associate with, who introduces you to the group. Really, that person's telling the group everything they know about you, whether or not you'd be a good fit. Then they can figure out how to manipulate you. Then they start pulling all sorts of stuff once you're in to make you question whether or not you're really still part of that group. It's very Machiavellian, very controlaholic, and it's basically brainwashing. And why would you be willing to give your life and take lives for a bunch of dumbasses who don't care about you? You know, there's the money aspect, there's the party aspect, there's the drugs for sure. But then, like, you see people that you grew up with dying, and you come to this place where you don't care anymore. That's a big difference in mentality. Yeah. You know, like what you want to see come back. Has anybody ever addressed the mental health issue?
And that's exactly what this film comes up with. Because that's exactly what we're talking about. That's exactly the issue of this film is up with. And the young men that we're seeing this film, the young men that you see in this film, that is exactly what you see. So it's not with the break, it's the next. I feel like that's all down. It's not the that it's not with the break. It's all, in my opinion, yeah. So our kids make the break with their moms who lost their children. So. Okay, so I'm just trying to make that in terms of asking you know. So basically what we do is we collect the actors and I know George is out there actors and things like that. I knew what you were saying. You were to me. Okay. I do a lot of you were Saint Savannah. Yes, and that was what I was going to say. Saint Savannah has a lot of other one of those who helps with that. Another group in the Pilsen area, the mom, Gwen,
With Sisterhood, they help with moms who've been affected, who've lost their children, but it's another program called Project, I can't remember it right now off the top of my head, but there is, what you're asking for, there are there. And we will gather those resources so that we can make sure that we provide them on our website or on our social media site, but they are out there. And that we're all trying to make sure we connect with and create this cohort of resources for the community and the communities that we're kind of like popping in and out of. But yeah, they are. But Father Flaker in the community where this film was, the documentary was filmed, he's really, really heavy on that aspect, helping people leave the gang life. Smiley, one also another testimony in this film. They all kind of went through that thing. And that's it. You'll be able to see.
Yes, no, they're sick, they were gonna, on the Monday and Monday, they were sick, they were also part of the film, which they're here, but they, unfortunately, but, yeah.
Every golf coach related programs or just the other programs?
It's just, not all of them, like, what do you mean, like, the program
Well,
to
you
help
said-
with
you
the,
said,
oh, no, Father Brothers one in the Inglewood community,
Right.
no, the other ones, no, they're just like independent nonprofits, or just like us, like, in the mission in their communities that are connected to the people who are affected, and so they've done their part, their due diligence to kind of bring them together, so we're connecting those dots. Yeah. So, I'm gonna step away for just a second, so I can make sure that we can grab this, and allow, I have students with me from the Illinois Media School as well, they're doing a project, and they kind of follow us, sometimes when students are doing projects, so you'll see them around, this is Kyle and Shamari. So they're gonna go ahead and do what they need to do, and we will make sure we have a laptop here, so we're gonna go ahead and get the phone back to you.
Okay, so you can buy a bracelet from Bulletproof, Prove, bulletproofaccessories.com. I will give you all this information again, but it is Prove because we are proving one bullet at a time that our lives are worth more. Prove. Bullets4Life.org is our website.